So, so far we've looked at how can women build the church. We've looked at how can you discover your ministry. We are going on to the final segment of this day, and it is the topic of how are you able to develop your ministry. And we have such a wonderful speaker that is about to bless us. She is a cherished mother. She is a mother to many. She is so full of wisdom, so full of encouragement. It is my extreme pleasure to introduce Mother Celestial Prophetess Laniyan.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Bola. I thank everyone. The topic before me, I'm not going to take much of your time, is developing your ministry as a woman. I'm going to go straight to the point. How will a woman develop their ministry? For a woman to get to develop your ministry, you actually needs to be, as the other lady have said, my prophetess that just finished. Firstly, you have to have a good relationship with Christ. That is the first thing, because you need that spirit of direction and the people that is actually your followers. And the first thing I put down is your mindset. So which you need to actually make it be aware of what is around. And your mindset is very important, because don't forget, at all time, Satan might, be looking for who to devour. And the opportunity for Satan to actually derail you, that's what he's been looking for. But when you have your mindset, people around you, whoever it is, you will see people that will come back with, you have to be mentally alert as well, like people communicating with you. Well, mentally filter all communication. Trust the useless conversation, because some people will bring things that is not worthy, that's not godly to you. Just trash it. Review any interesting conversation, what you know that actually can lift you up with your ministry. Because having that ministry, don't forget that as a woman, let's say we are in Celestial, they don't really like women being there, and actually it's written. When I was going through the word, the Bible, in Old Testament, there's so many, they actually encourage women, a lot of women that, have a lot of ministry. I mean, they've mentioned it, so I don't want any reputation. But in New Testament, even Jesus Christ does not really encourage more. It's only Miriam that actually follow him, so that it taught. Well, having said that, for you to develop your ministry, don't forget it's a call, as they said. When you need to organize yourself, identify who you are, the people around you, you need to know their uniqueness. Because every woman, they all have uniqueness. Everybody have a gift in them. So if you don't start and study them and know who is who, you don't just say, oh, because I like this. No. Now, to say you were building your ministry, you've got to put down what is around you. All the bracket is like driving a map. This is what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Mr. A is good in music. That is good in singing, whatever. That can do Bible class. You just have to like organize, like setting up a map. So you know who is who you're going to use, what is best known for. And and again, you really need the spirit of discernment, because you can't judge the book by its cover. Seeing somebody else say, oh, I think this will be good at. No, you need a spirit of discernment. And you often take it to God. When God ministers to you, sometimes it's not really easy, but when God will definitely communicate to you if you have your very quiet time. And don't forget one thing, when you as a leader, you have to be very, very, very careful and remote. That is, you are no longer in flesh. What you used to do, bad things I used to do. No, because people are looking on to you. So you don't want them to make it a bad reference on you. So anyway, I said, you have to be like self-sufficient. We don't mind, don't mind what you roll about, whatever, they will come this and that. But what you want to do, your mission, do not anybody discourage you about it at all. You don't let anyone discourage you, because when the moment they derail, let anything, it is a difficult task, to be honest with you. So because that special gift that is in you and people around you, you can be very vulnerable at times. When you are vulnerable, don't forget that cunning Satan is looking for somebody. So when the moment you allow it, it comes in. So that's how the snake went and deceived Eve. Because they know women can be very vulnerable. So, but when you are actually, when you are so much in spirit and everything, don't worry, because you've been a minister or anything. It's been ordained. It's something that before you were born, you've been chosen, because it's like a call. As one of the speakers said, it's not something that somebody can jump up and say, I want to be a minister, or I want to be a holy, or no, it's nothing. If you jump in, jump out, as she has said. If we look into Romans 8:28, verse 28, we are all called for a purpose. It is a purpose for you being called. It is a purpose for you. So you know that, okay, the purpose of my ministry, God is saying that I should do this. I myself, when I've been saying, oh, you have to do this, I just ignore them. But I just want God's direction. There will be a lot of thick and thin. There will be tribulation, and also when you are preaching sometimes, or you are minister, or you are praying, you might not only even just you alone, but don't look at it that the prophet has said. So you just have to focus and know that is the way I'm going. And the people around you that you are going to work together. It's like a Sunday school teacher. You know that, okay, this is a Sunday school, and I have somebody, the choir master is there. Somebody is like the secretary. You just have to proportion yourself and know that this is the God. It's a fruit of blessing, that what God has actually ordained you to do, it is what you are doing. And don't be biased. And being single is okay, but one thing I say, because for a married woman as well, it could be a little bit difficult, because you have to look at that. You don't ignore that, because doing the work of God is very, very demanding as well, which you have to give every effort, all your will, you have to put it into it. Because that gift in you, people have to see. Because God has ordained you. And one thing I would advise is that when you're doing your ministry and else sort of you have to be mindful of one thing, humility. Because sometimes we do things without knowing. You have to be, okay, this, as the other lady has said, they will just step on your toe. You don't let them know your weakness at all. The time people will think you were spirit, don't. But just try that we can, because this purpose of that gift is to build the church. Saying you are the head of the Bible class teacher, now that the gift in you is for us to build the church, or to build yourself as well, because you don't know what tomorrow's got for you. So as a lady lead, as a women leader, you have honor of helping other women, because this gift, the gift that is in them, you can draw it out, but don't stop studying as well. You should have different Bible, you need to read a lot. Possibly you can go to school for it, because just reading Bible, it's not really enough, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of meanings, there's a lot of interpretation to it, so which you have to know. Don't be, when you have your body, perfectly effective with Christ, and okay, it's like this gift that okay, that my sister can do this, okay, then Woli Alafia can do that. They can do this. Just look at the uniqueness. Don't say because you like somebody and want to put them in your ministry. Don't. You need to know who is, so that the ministry, when you all build it in one love, by you not deviating from here to there, oh, I like this, I want to put that. No. Spirit of discernment is very important when you're doing your ministry. I will refer you to we are purposely called, Romans 9:23, Philip 3:14 as well. And just think of the other people. When building your ministry, there will be a lot of challenges. When you are developing you can develop in so many. Make sure that nothing actually will stop you doing it. When you've built it, they are ready to build what you've built for a year or whatever. with a tinkle of fire, they want to pull it down. No, you don't let it happen, because you have God that stand by you. And all you need to do is just that, well, I'm doing it for a purpose, because I've been ordained. The uniqueness in me and in that somebody is what you want to bring out, and you don't want, well, because when God called everybody, there's no segregation. But men, because you have challenges of men, they will say, oh, what does she want to do? And also, there's no segregation. God does not know that who is race, gender. So God chose everything. Everybody is chosen to do his will. When he wants to use you, he knows the reason of calling you. So do not let anybody or anything come on your way. And whoever you've chosen, and God has ordained, God have told you that you should choose that person. Do not anybody, anything, or any, I mean, try not to have bias that, oh, have I chosen the wrong person? No, when God has directed you, you've chosen that person for a reason. Whatever, nobody is perfect. Whoever you've put in on this, okay, you are leading this, leave that person to do whatever they want to do. And they will, by God's grace, everything. As you can see in the Bible, the Lord ordered Elijah to appoint Elisha as his successor. We can see that in 1 Kings 19:16. Yet, the two of them spent many years ministering together before Elijah officially passed the mantle, who is serving along you, preparing to step into the greater responsibility. Paul had Timothy. Paul loved Timothy as his is. True, he told you like a child. You can see that as well in 1 Timothy 1:12. You can read more. Paul has two, when he treated like a parental care, but he's still learning and full step. So there is so many things that it's like, in addition to shepherding the large flocks, because as the lady said, she had 23 and 63 one day, yes. And those 32 them are calling to you, oh, this, Father, direct me. Discernment, I want to know more. I want to just calm. Don't let anybody push you to do this. No, not just make sure you focus. That relationship with Christ, we actually make you need to, like, collectively imagine we are, just say, okay, let us sit down. Let's collectively imagine we are starting one of these giant, maybe shop we want to do, and then you plan it together. When you say want to do it more, so don't building this, developing your ministry by God's grace, when you are focused and you do not let anybody to drink, or you don't use flesh. Make sure you don't use any flesh. Make sure God is actually the director of it. There's nothing bad in you having mentor, but when your mentor tells to you, well, you can, okay, thank you, sir, thank you, ma. Take it to God. Is it the right person? Is it really sufficient? So, and if you felt so bad, guilt and continue, sometimes I feel so banged out, guilt of condemnation. Don't. They will condemn you, my dear. They will call you names. Don't give a damn about that. So, because it's not something, they will bully you. You'll be bullied that what do you think you are? So don't forget about that. Because they've seen that glory. So it's one thing that when you want to build it is for you knowing the people you are. It's like when Jesus had 12 disciples, he trained them. They plan. This is what when it's going. He gave them that glory. Just this is whatever you ask them to do, let them do it. Don't just be behind them. You've entrusted it into their hands. Let them do it. By the end of the day, you will see that gift become in them. Don't worry about them. About any scandal or anything, they can scandal or printing, just doesn't matter. When Jesus had that the 12, they nailed the coffin, even when they substituted. But what I need to say, because I'm just jumping from one thing to another, skipping at it. So all you need to do, I can confess to you that comment of panicking there will be. But then, if you remember that Christ in you, when you panic, that's how we come. I know that when you want to do this now, you'll be panicking. Oh, no, because God has ordained you to do. It's not that you are doing it. It's something that people plan. When you plan, it's nothing you can plan. To do the work of God, it's nothing you can plan at all. You cannot plan. You need to use the spirit, you have to be in spirit. When there's occasion coming, you want your followers to do something. So, well, I'm going to do something on Saturday, and I'll be okay. Oh, guys, what are we going to do? Carry them along. Whatever you delegate, let them do it. Leave everything to God, because the God that said do it. God said to you, go into the work, and you've done it. He will actually sustain you. He will never, God is always with you. Once you put him first, he will always follow your path. No matter when anybody, to be honest with you, if anybody trying to like put you down, just report them to God, because he will fight for you. He will fight your battle. You cannot. Vengeance is his. As long as he called you, my dear, God he's never, when you have it by your side, he can never fail you. And there's nobody can actually battle with him. When he calls you, you know you have it, but don't be biased. And what all call will always be successful. Your call will always be successful as long as you put your trust in him. Your relationship must follow by proper true training and mentorship. A call, therefore, the heart of setting aside of a specific use. God will, God will be with you, really. So what I'm going to say now is that we are all called for a purpose. One thing I would just say to you, if you have men in your ministry, always give them that privilege, because we have to follow the Bible as well. We're preaching the word, and on the other hand, we cannot go against what God has said. A woman is a deep thinker. You understand? Because they think, oh, they can no. You, as a deep thinker, you are very persuasive. As in, because women can be very persuasive and making their better evangelists. You can make it better. So a woman can, in spite of any, coward or becoming any war heroes among you, so far everybody works together. You can move them in one love and everything. So when you are building your own ministry, ask for that wisdom. God wisdom. When God gives you that wisdom, you're done. It's like when Solomon asks, he asks for wisdom. There's some people that have multiple calling, you can be able to sing, to preach, or even being prophet as well. Some have that. You can see that in Ephesians 4:7, Romans 11:13, and as I've said earlier on, each person is uniquely, we are all uniquely called by God, which is Ephesians 6:12, Matthew 6:36, John 4:35. So all we need to do is like, what, you have to be in spirit. Do not let anybody know your weakness. And you look at what Delilah did for Samson. So I mean, when Samson, as powerful as Samson is, because they know his weak point. That lady know his weak point. That's why he's falling. So do never let anybody know your weak point. Oh, if they think, oh, just smile it out. I'm happy that you're a good smiler like me. Just make sure you smile. They don't even know. You have, because you have asked yourself what Peter meant. When you have asked yourself what Peter meant, a woman is weaker. That's what Peter said. And as I wrote it down, have you ever asked yourself what Peter meant by saying that a woman is weak? Sense for speaker's strength. Certainly, that is not what Peter meant, because some women are a lot more physically strong. That lady said it. Women can talk for real, and they are stronger. They are very strong. That because when women can help a man build a house within a twinkle of eye, and it can be put when you don't look after and cherish her. So we women are not to be put aside. But when this is you will just pray. Please, when you want to get married, anything, do not marry somebody that will not help you with your ministry. It's like somebody is a prophet and you went to marry a Muslim. You definitely know at the end of the day, you're not going to, that Christian is going to, because you have to follow your husband is. So you marry, go with somebody that you know that, oh, it's valuable, you know, somebody that you know that it can help you. You can both carry the cross together. Don't say somebody that will just, oh, they will knife you at the back and you don't know, okay, what is it? Some wise person once described a woman as a double-sided knife. Their claim was that, oh, women can do this, women can do that. Some men want to pull them down. And so we bring it up for you. Don't get me wrong. Men are the head of the house, but when it comes to ministry, you need a man that will support you in your ministry. You may need somebody that you plan it together. So physically, morally, everything, we might be weaker, but there are some aspects that women can be very strong. So in the nutshell, what you want to do your plan, developing your ministry is basically you need to be very, very, very spiritual. You just don't, let's say, oh, this is my friend, I want you to join me, that's my friend. No, this is God to choose. Don't use anything flesh in it. You know, in a week or anything, you just confess, God, I surrender it to you. It's only you, regardless of who you were, who that person is closer to you. Don't worry, that is not, it's not something that you agree or you negotiable. You cannot negotiate because, no, it's not because I know you. You want somebody that will help you with your ministry, not somebody that will pull it down. Somebody that you'll be on spiritual realm, on the same step together. That's the person that you need for your ministry. It's not, even friends that they are not beneficial, just cut them off. If anybody is not going your way, just cut them off. Because that is what, I always say to people, I don't want to miss rapture. So whoever that you know that is not going your way in the God's way, you know, we just preach the word to them, and God will actually strengthen you. Be mindful of what you do, and make sure that everybody that's just, they can be vulnerable. There's a uniqueness in everybody. There's a gift. Everybody has one gift. A leader, you got to identify it. Every woman, every being, man or female, young, they have their gift. Everybody has got their gift. So you need to actually identify as a leader so that you can put that person. You don't put somebody in the wrong place. You can't put a word in a position of a woli. You know they will not do well. Irrespective of ability. So what I would say in the nutshell is that when you talk about let's be in spirit. You have to be in spirit. Choose wisely. Just take to the advice that wisdom, when God gives you finally, you know, the perfect creation be told with a special gift that is in you. And when God gives you that wisdom is where that we can, like a team building, when you achieve the same goal, when you say, okay, we are going to minister. When you do things in love and then unity, to be honest with you, God will move. And you see there's a lot of miracle and everything, but do not anybody derail you from it. If anybody said nothing can take me away from my God, see, understand? Do not let no answer man, no other person take you away from your God, because it's the only one that is. If you don't do it in flesh and you do it in spirit, there will be trouble. There will be a troubleshooter. A woman can be a troubleshooter. If anybody wants to just face them, that no, it's either you do or not. So because God is a miraculous God, and He doesn't He doesn't share His glory with anyone. You will be successful in your ministry.
Hallelujah.
Thank you very much.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Talk about motherly wisdom. You know, there's a different level of source completely when the mothers enter the room. Oh, we just want to say thank you so much. I feel like the words that were coming to me, be an example, spirit, focus. You know, there was too much. There was just too much coming from what Mommy said. Mommy, we thank you. And we pray that God will continue to fulfill all His promises in your life, and that your life will continue to give glory to the name of God in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.